Hello and welcome to this short presentation during which I will show you how to record your expenses using our online software. Before we begin, just a quick word about the type of expenses you will typically be claiming. The most common claim by our MK Freelance clients seems to be mileage allowance. This is to a temporary workplace which is broadly defined as a workplace of less than 2 years duration. However, if when you first attend that workplace you expect to be there for more than 2 years, then it is treated as being permanent from day one. This means you can't claim any mileage from the off. The second most common claim is subsistence allowance. This is for meals purchased and consumed whilst travelling in the course of your job. If you work for more than 5 hours but less than 10, you can claim up to £5 per day, and if you work over 10 hours you can claim up to £10. All claims for meals must be supported by a receipt, and you cannot claim for food taken from home, such as a packed lunch. Finally, of course, there will be lots of other types of expenses that you can claim. These include, for example, protective clothing, business telephone calls, training costs. The list is endless, so if you do have any doubts or just want to check something, then just give us a call. So now let's have a look at the bookkeeping software itself. It's really easy to use and will only take a few minutes to run through. First of all, go to the Mackenzie's website. Under the services section, you will see right at the very bottom of the drop down a tab for cash flow. If you click that, it will take you to the login page where you enter your details and password and click login. You then be asked for details of your memorable word, which by default we would have set as Apple, but by now you've probably changed it to something specific to yourself. Click login. This will take you into the overview page, and from here you will see on the left hand side an option for purchases, which if you click that, it will take you into the purchase screen. Simply click create. You now need to enter details of your expenses for the week. So first of all, if we put the weekend in date, which for most of you will be a Saturday or a Sunday. So in this example, let's go for the 19th of July. The due date is not particularly relevant, so we can ignore that. Now you just need to add a line, and you will see by default it should come up with mileage up to 192 miles per week. Now this is 10,000 divided by 52, and as you will see will default to a 45 pence per mile rate. If you do go over 192 miles, then use the second option, which from the drop down menu is miles over 192 miles per week, and you'll see the rate changes to 25 pence. Now don't worry if you do underclaim because your mileage goes up and down each week. Then as part of our quarterly review we'll put through an adjustment to make sure you get full relief at the 45 pence. Just in the purchase code section while we're there, various other options to claim expenses, the most common of which you will use will be the subsistence claim, but other things are in here such as postage, protective clothing and telephone. So you just select all of those from the drop down menu. So now I'm going to show you how to record mileage and subsistence for a typical week. First of all, you go to the first line, put in the mileage for a return trip, so in this example 26 miles. You then enter the name of the customer you was visiting. Also suggest that you put the postcode of the site you visited. And you will see, because we selected mileage up to 192 miles, the rate's defaulted at 45 pence. 26 miles at 45 pence gives you a claim of £11.70. So if we go to the next day, if you went to the same site, then it's quite useful to use the copy and paste function. Just saves you typing it in. And as you can see, we've got a second line for the same. So the third day, if we do the same journey, copy and paste again, and then for the third day you went somewhere different. And for the 5th day, somewhere different still. You'll see that the system's automatically calculated the total for the mileage for the week, in this case £57.60. Now we just need to record our subsistence claim, so add another line from the drop down, select subsistence. Now you can record this either on a day-by-day basis or just as one total for the week. I'm going to go for the weekly total, in which case just type something such as meals per attached receipts and put the total of the expense in. I'm going to put £24.50. Okay, so now we just need to add any other expenses that we've paid for. Let's say we've bought a high-vis vest, so we're going to select protective clothing from the drop down menu. In the narrative, high-vis vest, and that cost £5, and that's the total expenses claimed for the week, £87.10. So all that's left to do now is to save this. It's the button in the top right hand corner. You can then print a copy, which is the second button in on the top right. Be careful of the one on the extreme right, that's the delete button. So if we press the print icon, you'll see that it then generates a rather nice expenses claim form for you. You need to print this off, staple your receipts for the subsistence and the high-vis vest to it, and keep it safely somewhere like a shoebox. You may need it at the end of the year, or sometimes HMRC may ask to see it if you're unfortunate enough to be selected for an inspection. So if we print this, you'll see the print button at the very bottom. It will take you into the printers that are set up on your machine. You just press print and the copy should come out for you. So after printing, we just close that page down and it will take us back to the purchase screen. Nothing more to be done, so we can close that just by clicking on the purchases tab. You'll see that it's now been added to the list of expenses, £87.10 and the week ending number. If you ever want to review it, you just click there, it will take you back in and you can see what you previously entered. So next week all you need to do is press the create button. This takes you into the purchase screen again. You just need to reset the date to the new week ending date and then just repeat the same process, adding details of your mileage and subsistence. Okay, well that concludes everything that you need to do to record your expenses. I guess you may be wondering how you actually reimburse yourself for the expenses you paid on behalf of the company. Well, most of our MK Freelance clients do not actually repay themselves for expenses. Instead, they treat it as a credit to their director's loan account along with their dividend and their net salary. Instead, they take a regular payment from the company, perhaps weekly, and they make use of our Ready Reckoner, which tells them how much they can safely draw whilst leaving enough in the company to pay their corporation tax. Well, if you do want to know more about drawing money from your company, then I recommend you take a look at our Paying Yourself video, which is also on our YouTube channel. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching this presentation. I hope you found it useful. If you do have any questions, give us a call. We're happy to help.